Hello everyone, welcome back to the series of Panchatantra Stories. Now we are bringing Panchatantra Book 3 Part 4. It is based on the stories of crows and owls. So now let's begin. This third part of the Panchatantra begins with a verse: Trust not even a close friend who earlier was your enemy. This is the story of how the crows burnt the home of a trusting pack of owls. Once upon a time, all the crows in a town called Mahila Ropya made a huge banyan tree their home. The tree had hundreds of branches. Their king, known as Meghavarna, set up strong fortification to ensure security for his brood. Similarly, the owls of the town made a nearby cave their colony. They also had a king called Arimardana, who ruled with the help of a strong and cunning army. The Owl King kept a close eye on the banyan tree and, on account of previous enmity, killed every night any crow he sighted outside the tree. Slowly, the Owl King managed to kill all crows that could be seen outside the tree. That is why wise men had always said that whoever neglects disease or the enemy perishes in their hands. Alarmed at the loss of his flock, Meghavarna assembled his ministers and asked them to prepare a plan to fight the owls. He placed before them 6 strategies and asked them to name the best of the 6. The first minister suggested compromise as a tactic because one had first to survive to gather strength and later destroy the enemy. The elders have said, bend to the enemy when he is strong, attack him when he is vulnerable. Don't wage a war if it doesn't bring power or wealth or friendship. The second minister ruled out compromise and offered trickery as a formula. He cited the example of how Bhima in the Mahabharata had killed Kichaka in the disguise of a woman. He also quoted elders saying, never accept peace with an enemy who is not just for, he will break his word and stab you in the back. The minister referred to the learned as saying that it is easy to defeat an enemy who is a tyrant, a miser, an idler, a liar, a coward, and a fool. Words of peace will only inflame an enemy blinded by anger. The third minister said, O Lord, our enemy is not only strong but also wicked. Neither compromise nor trickery will work with him. Exile is the best way. We shall wait and strike when the enemy becomes weak. Neither peace nor bravado can subdue a strong enemy where these two do not work. Flight is the best alternative. The fourth minister opposed all these tactics and suggested the king of Crow should stay in his own fort, mobilize support from friends, and then attack the enemy. He quoted the learned as saying, a king who flees is like a cobra without fangs. A crocodile in water can haul an elephant. Therefore, the minister said, the king must stay where he is and gather allies for support. The fifth minister offered a strategy similar to that of the fourth and said, stay in your fort and seek the help of an ally stronger than the enemy. It also pays to form an excess of less strong allies. After listening to all the ministers, Meghavarna turned to the wisest and seniormost among his councils, Sthirjivi, and asked him for his advice. The wise men told Meghavarna, O king of crows, this is the time to use duplicity to finish the enemy. You can thus keep your throne. But learned sir, we have no idea of where Arimardana lives and of what his failings are. That is not difficult. Send your spies and gather information on the key men advising the king of owls. The next step is to divide them by setting one against the other. Tell me, why did the crows and owls fall out in the first place? Asked Meghavarna. Then Sthirjivi told the story of the fight between the crows and owls.
Long, long echo all the birds in the jungle. Swan, parrot, cranes, nightingales, owl, peacock, pigeon, sparrow, crow, etc. assembled and expressed anguish that their king Garuda had become indifferent to their welfare and failed to save them from poachers. Believing that people without a protector were like a passenger in a ship without a captain, they decided to elect a new king. They chose an owl as their king. As the owl was being crowned, a crow flew into an assembly and asked them why and what they were celebrating. When the bird told him the details, the crow told them, "The owl is wicked and an ugly bird, and it is unwise to choose another leader when Garuda is still alive. To crush enemies, it is enough if you mention Garuda's name, or for that matter, name anyone who is great." That was how the hare managed to live happily by taking the name of Moon.
When the visiting crow told them to crush enemies, it is enough if you mention Garuda's name. That was how the hares managed to live happily by just taking the name of the moon. All the birds asked the visiting crow, "Tell us how this has happened." "I will tell you the story," said the crow, and he started telling them the story of the hares and the elephants. Now we will listen about the hares and the elephants in the next story. We'll meet soon. Take care.